This is another weird one because you have Jordan Wright, who, you know, he seems like if the wind blows at him, he's gonna get knocked out. He's got no chin whatsoever. Um, and then Zac Pauga is not like the most aggressive guy. But what's also weird is what is this? This bout's at light heavyweight. Okay, so you have Zac Pauga going down to light heavyweight and Jordan Wright going up to light heavyweight. Jordan Wright typically fighting at middleweight. Um, there was a time when I thought Dushko Todorovic was like, great. Like I was really impressed by him. 3 months ago, he knocked out Jordan Wright. Marc-Andre Barriault submitted Jordan Wright, and Bruno Silva knocked out Jordan Wright. Bruno Silva's no slouch. And then Joaquin Buckley, also no slouch, 5 fights ago, knocking out Jordan Wright. I feel like his chin is just, it's got to be so wounded at this point. Fighting a heavy, big guy. Zac Pauga is another guy. We got to see if he makes weight because he does typically fight at, heavyweight, light heavyweight. Muhammad Usman, I believe, is a light heavyweight. So that might have been the season, tough, the light heavyweights. But so it shouldn't be too hard for Pauga to get down there and make weight and everything. But again, this is a weird one because it's like, is Pauga going to be aggressive enough to get in there and get that knockout? He's not like the most aggressive guy in the octagon. I think this week he's going to be. It's been a bit of a layoff. 5 months. Typically, you see these new guys come in and fight very often, and 5 months does feel like a long time for a new guy to not fight, especially after a season at Tough. They typically try and capitalize off of the press from that show, but I think Zac Pauga is he's gonna knock out Jordan Wright. Stronger guy, bigger guy. Jordan Wright moving up. I don't know if this is like a move for Jordan Wright where, not having success in middleweight, let me get heavier and see what it's like at light heavyweight where guys punch harder. And I keep getting knocked out, so let me get knocked out again. I'm gonna roll with Zac Pauga here, though. I think if he can land one good shot on Jordan Wright, it's gonna be game over for the guy. So rolling with Zach here. What do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Listen, Zac Pauga, his last time out, he fought at heavyweight or light heavyweight with Muhammad Usman, and Muhammad Usman is every bit of that heavyweight, where he is just jacked to the gills, as you would imagine an Usman would be at heavyweight. And Zac Pauga, coming in 239 is what he weighed in at, obviously undersized and more of that Samoan build with that just kind of inherent strength and not that show strength. And he got knocked out by Muhammad Usman, but he was doing well in that fight leading up to it, and Usman just caught him. I don't think Jordan Wright has the skill or the power necessary to kind of catch Pauga in the same way. And like you said, he's moving up to heavyweight now, and maybe the cut had something to do with why he was getting knocked out so easily. But the reality of the situation is the damage has been done, and it's been done fairly recently with 2 knockouts inside of the last year. And he's coming in here against a guy in Zac Pauga who, likes to knock people out. I know he went to the decision with Marcus Perez and Jean-Jacques Machado, but or Jean-Jacques Machado. Terence Jean-Jacques definitely didn't knock out Jean-Jacques Machado. Listen, he has the ability. He has some strength. He hasn't done it super recently. I don't think Jordan Wright is the highest quality of opponent, but I think Pauga definitely has the power there. And Jordan Wright gets hit. He has the off button that shows that, he sometimes he turns off. And against guys with heavier power, maybe the not cut will help him a little bit, but I think the damage is done to his psyche there. And unless he's dramatically changed something over the last 3 months, I think his head movement is he's going to still stay on the center line. He's still not going to be moving around too much. And especially as the fight goes on, maybe being a little bit heavier, he's going to be a little bit slower. He might hit a little bit harder, but I don't think he's going to hit hard in the way that Muhammad Usman did. So I'm going to roll with Zac Pauga. And I think I showed before, so are the people on Tapology. And just to go over to best fight odds, Jordan Wright plus 245, starting plus 240 up to 245. Obviously, it's still a week out, and this isn't a very heavy card, so not a lot of action coming in. But yeah, Zac Pauga minus 295. I think is maybe a little bit strong, considering it's he's coming off a loss in the UFC and we haven't seen him prove it yet. But I'm still rolling with Zac Pauga to get it done in this fight.